Hello, everyone. This is Yonks with the DAO Hack, and thank you for hanging out with us on Sunday. And this is September 19th. And if you will be listening to this audio sometime down the road, it will be a podcast sooner than later. So, super excited today. Besides Broncos are playing, we are also going to be hanging out with some of the core team from REtoken DAO, who recently knocked down the Gitcoin 2021 Decentralized Governance Hackathon. And I'm going to bring everybody up right now. We've got Mrs. Yonks, Tyler, my beautiful wife, and Ryan hanging out with us today. So I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to you now, Tyler.
Thanks, Jason. Well, it's nice to be hanging out with you guys on a beautiful Sunday, and wanted to just congratulate you for winning the hackathon. Super exciting. So before we get started, just wanted to do a quick 30-second intro. How did you get interested in DAOs, in the real estate tokenization market, and just the decentralized governance movement? Jason, why don't you start us off?
Man, you're really challenging me here with 30 seconds, and I think we're going to have a little bit more time to dig into that later. But as a serial entrepreneur, I really see the opportunity because I believe that the tokenization of real estate is going to take crypto from about a 2 trillion market cap to 10 trillion very, very quickly. And I believe the real estate DAO REtoken, we are going to be the catalyst for helping that to happen. And I'm going to give it over to my good friend, Ryan.
I got involved in the concept of fractionalized ownership as a way to bring a larger investor pool into real estate. The problem of accredited investor requirements for the different platforms that exist currently preclude what we'll call like your average investor, someone who's got that $50, $100, $1,000 to contribute towards a project, and the ability to democratize that financial access is one of the big key things for me.
Yeah, that's great. For me, it was really about just making it flatter and more open. One of the things that I'm assuming that we've all bought houses in the past, you sign a million pieces of paper and you don't exactly know what you're signing. There's lawyers involved, there's mortgage brokers, there's a million people involved. And you're right, Ryan, it does cut out that little guy who just wants to throw $500 in a deal and not 25,000 or 100,000 or a million. So it's pretty exciting to think about what this could look like as we open up the real estate market to more people. So, Jason, why don't you talk about a little bit about the history of REtoken? How did this community come together? And Ryan, we'd love to hear what first attracted you to it and what you have been getting out of it. You've been a super active participant.
So I think it's worth even just taking a step back, because Ryan mentioned some capital there, and so did Tyler. And that's one of the things that I think is most exciting about this. And one of the things that we are very passionate about is the ability for us to create community-owned situations. And the real origin story is a proof of concept that we're still wanting to bring forward. It's called Crypto House, and that's a place that Tyler and I are wanting to build for us to live in, and we're wanting to have like a blueprint type of where other people can create their own crypto house. And it's an accommodations play combined with crypto mining operations / blockchain server infrastructure, some geeky stuff. And that's normally not the kind of thing that you put together in a single package. But here in Colorado, and again, go Broncos, one of the things Tyler and I love Colorado, and we really feel that the real estate market is somewhat broken. There's a lot of people coming into Colorado, driving up the prices of real estate. But then one of the things that is fabulous is that we also enjoy sharing our space through platforms like Airbnb or Furnished Finder. And one of the benefits of that for us is it economically motivates us to keep our space clean. And then also that helps to subsidize the higher cost of living. So what we were wanting to do with Crypto House, we were actually under contract in Edgewater under Crypto House Edgewater. We had a parcel land. We were wanting to do a 6-bedroom house. And needless to say, I'm going to wrap that and circle back around to the capital conversation. One of our hard money lenders pulled out at the 11th hour. And this was like during a crazy time in our lives. We were literally bringing baby Yonks, Brooke, into the world. So hopefully Brooke will be abiding here during the live stream and let mommy and daddy have a solid conversation with you all today. But anyway, the hard money lender pulled out. That deal didn't happen. So that allowed, or not allowed, almost forced us to pivot and look at what's some other ways that we can potentially capitalize that. And then one of our favorite clubs on Clubhouse is the Opportunity Zone Club. And one of the things that really resonated with me about opportunity zones is if you have a good business model, you're able to deploy that within an opportunity zone. It can take that and make it a great business. And then that also allows you to potentially take some capital or obtain capital from these qualified opportunity funds. So fast forward a little bit, we still have OZ Fund DAO, which is a predecessor to REtoken in the pipeline. And that's one of the things, again, that we believe that we can look at the different capital stack. And that's one of the things super excited about. We've got Token Town and Solar Tokens. We'll talk a little bit more about those very briefly later. So it's really like seeing the opportunity and then circling back to what I said earlier. As a serial entrepreneur, one of the things that we've pivoted, but we still are just trying to find the best way to bring our ideas to market. Like Crypto House, we've got another opportunity with EV Co-op, and really create wins. And we believe that with these business models that we're creating, that it can truly change the narrative in these opportunity zones across the country. And to put a number behind that, it's basically a designated census tract. And I think there's almost 9,000 census tracts. And I believe the number is 8,700 and some change nationally, including some of the like Puerto Rico and Guam. So, and that's where we're at right now. Super excited with the team that we're creating here at REtoken. We have a very open environment where we're wanting people to start plug in. Like this project, it's the one that we're getting ready to launch. We're super early, so that you have the opportunity to join a winning team here at REtoken, the Real Estate DAO. So anyway, that was probably longer than I had allotted, but thanks for letting me rabble there, Tyler.
Yeah, anytime. That's why
I'll say REtoken, I got involved in REtoken because there's not a solution in the space right now that stands out, that is available to folks across the country and across different economic statuses. And so I think because of that, I was searching for how do you do this. I had heard about it in a lot of different spaces, and then the Clubhouse platform, gave me tons of information and tons of space to talk with great creative people. That's where I met Jason, and that led me to REtoken, to where there was a new team forming. There was space for ideas and the things that I was passionate about, and there was a need for hands. I'm not, I don't know all the ins and outs of coding or any of these types of things. It was the first hackathon I ever participated in, but there's enough community around in REtoken for folks to coalesce around a good idea, and we were able to essentially in a few weeks coalesce behind these goals and create a small treasury for us to get started to be able to launch more ideas from. So that has been great. I think what I really hope to get out of it is to see and understand the process behind bringing real assets to the digital blockchain. And there's not a better way that I can think of than to do it, teach other folks to do it, and talk about it. It gets your level of knowledge just increases. And I've heard it in a lot of different situations, in a lot of different places where it's like you're drinking from a fire hose, and that's great. But it does slow down at some point where you do kind of get a good handle on it. And my thought is that as I contribute to the community of REtoken DAO, that I'll be able to further a lot of the similar goals that Jason talked about, deploying great projects into opportunity zones that are functioning on bringing real assets onto that digital blockchain.
That's great. So if you guys had a magic wand, what would be the dream project to put on the blockchain? What would you love to see?
Real quick, I saw Dax joined us. I wanted to give Dax the opportunity here before we popped over to the next question, as far as what attracted you to REtoken. Over to you, Dax.
Oh, and Dax, if you could just give us a quick 30-second intro, just so that our community knows who you are.
Okay, sure. Yeah, thank you, everyone. It's a great team here, and it's fantastic on Sunday afternoon. Thank you, guys, for the opportunity. Great to be here today. So, yeah, myself, I am Dax, and I am realtor, technologist, developer, and an investor as well. And so what that's my background. So what got attracted to this project? So I think I mentioned in the past, I was on the Clubhouse in a couple of few real estate related rooms, and I was with Teresa, and she was talking about this interesting concept about surrounding the real estate, fractionalizing real estate and using crypto token methodology or tokenization using the blockchain technology. So I was like, wow, this is great, and also I've been I've been into the various crowdsourcing platforms, and I thought, oh, this is fantastic. Anyone in the world could own like a fraction piece of land, real estate. That would be fantastic. Currently either you own it's like it is whatever is there available, you just have to take it or don't do it, and then there is no like a really a nice way to do a crowd sourcing, but there are platforms out there, they will ask for whether you were accredited investor or not, and so forth. Anyway, I don't want to go into that thing. But anyway, so this is a really, really fantastic, concept and a nice idea. So that is, that was like, I'm super interested in, especially the real estate, tokenization on the blockchain. So I was super interested. I just immediately jumped on, Teresa sent me some information, and then I joined, and then, ever since I'm, hooked. And, after that, I was attending, I was able to participate in few hackathons with, Jason and Ryan, and of course, Taylor, you, all the folks and everything. It was fantastic, journey. And I am still learning, and also I am here to participate, and I've, that's what I've been doing. And yeah, this is great community. And, recently Jason announced that, we run the hackathon bounty as well. So yeah, kudos. I am super pumped, and I cannot wait to get on to the next steps and move on to the next project. And yeah, this is going to be really, really kind of I would say life changing for a lot of folks around the world. So yeah, I'm super excited. I'm pumped. Thank you.
That's awesome. Well, thanks so much for popping in and joining us today. So I wanted to follow up on something that you just mentioned. We did win the grand prize in the Decentralized Governance Hackathon. Sorry, I got my baby here waking up. Why don't you guys talk about what it looked like to participate in that, and what you learned and what you got out of it, and just what it meant to you to go through this process and then win the grand prize?
Yeah, and I'll start off here with, and let me fire up the camera here. So one of the things that when Tyler and I were at the Opportunity Zone Expo here in Denver, and I think it was sometime in June, that really, maybe July, that really resonated with me was what are some of the things that we can do to get some funding here within REtoken? And as I've been very studious, like I think Ryan mentioned the fire hose, and that's one of the things that is very easy today. I mean, there's so much information. Information's flying everywhere, super, super fast, and like it's sometimes difficult to know what information to focus on, and then and that's one of the things I really have a high level of appreciation for Clubhouse was the ability to participate in, and I think that is, I think Clubhouse is really the catalyst where now we have Twitter Spaces, and was literally just on the DAO Hack doing a book club on Saturday morning. And this is going to be a shameless plug for the DAO Hack, since this is a DAO Hack channel, to join our Saturday morning book club currently going through Rich Dad Poor Dad. But anyway, the thing that I enjoy is the conversations that surround that. And that through one of I already mentioned the Opportunity Zone Club, another club that I hold in high regards, where I've met a lot of connections, was Crypto and Coffee. And that really allowed me to have a much faster knowledge path on different crypto projects and stuff like that. And then just with everything that's going on, the tokenization of the real estate and stuff like that. So circling back to the funding conversation, when Tyler and I were at this Opportunity Zone Expo, I was thinking, like, what's some of the ways that we can raise some capital? And then as I continue to explore, and this is one of the things that I'm still exploring and still encouraging ideas to come into our community. Like, one of the things that we were just having a conversation with literally in the backstage before we went live here was an NFT logo design contest. I don't know if such a thing has been really blueprinted. And I mean, 2021 NFTs are all the rage. A lot of DAOs are utilizing them. Tyler and I are founding citizens in City DAO, where we acquired a founding citizen NFT for 2.25 ETH. So we are not only and I've also participated in the Arabian Camels. That was as a Crypto and Coffee moderator. That was a very fun dynamic with NFT Media Box. So I've got a little experience. I'm not an NFT collector, but I believe a practical, and I don't know exactly what that would look like. But let's circle this back to the Gitcoin Decentralized Governance Hackathon. So Gitcoin is a platform that recently themselves are working towards decentralization. There's now a DAO for that. Kevin Owecki is I think the founder of Gitcoin, and he was here in Denver at MCon this week speaking at the event. I think he ended up being a speaker unexpectedly. So the Gitcoin is a great platform for funding various worthwhile projects. And that's one of the things that I'm excited to, as is us being an organization, a community, REtoken DAO, looking to potentially utilize that for moving some of our projects forward. And the thing that was so fabulous about the Decentralized Governance Hackathon is that it was the absolute right hackathon at absolutely the right time, because at the end of the day, we were already wanting, and I'm gonna bring this up over here. We were already wanting to put a lot of these tools in place anyway. So one of which is Snapshot. So snapshot.org, you can see here, this is a tool that a lot of people are utilizing for providing governance. And this was one like, and thank you, Amy, for the nomination Community Member of the Week. This is one of the fun things that we have done. Ryan and Teresa were Community Member of the Week just last week. Poopster, which was waving in the audience, and I'm actually going to bring him. I'm going to bring his little wave up here. So there was the wave for Poopster. Poopster was our first Community Member of the Week right here on the REtoken improvement proposal number 2. So those are just little fun things that we did while doing the Gitcoin Hackathon. So, and this was another one. Boardroom was a project that wasn't even necessarily on the radar for developing as a tool, but they were actually the sponsor of this. And let me actually bounce over here to their, and I'm in here right now. This is their general chat on Discord. And this was a tweet that I sent out, and they actually created this Hacker General section on their Discord to help facilitate the Decentralized Governance Hackathon. So it was, and one of the other things that was fabulous was Poopster. I've got his little YouTube wave going on there. He connected us with the UMA and Super UMAN's team, and that was another project that sponsored. UMA is a protocol very much in the DeFi space, and I'm still learning what they do, but that's something that we're actually going to be implementing. Going through this Decentralized Governance Hackathon that wasn't even on our radar. We won one of their bounties, and now we're going to be implementing KPI options to help our new community increase the voter turnout so that we can work towards establishing as a startup DAO some good and incentivize our community to show up and vote in these proposals. And those that are watching, we have right now, let's see how many people have actually voted in this proposal that Amy just created here. So it looks like we've got 5 people. And I think over here on our Boardroom portal, we've 10 people have voted in our community. One of the things that we're going to be doing is doing more and more airdrops. Like one of the things that I've got going on here, the DAO Hack is also a tokenized community, and I'm giving everybody the opportunity that waves in there in the channel and participates on the live stream. So this is encouraging some participation to participate, because you'll get some hack social tokens for participating there. So I know that that was probably longer than I had allotted. So the right hackathon at the right time, and it really allowed us to now, I think, very easily position ourselves as the Real Estate DAO, and looking forward on continuing to build on the solid foundation that we laid, largely thanks to the Gitcoin Decentralized Governance Hackathon. And I'm going to turn it over to somebody else now.
Okay. I want to throw in a real quick plug for what you just said. If you're watching us on YouTube or Facebook or whatever channel, please like us, subscribe to us. And if you have questions, this is supposed to be an interactive platform. So throw whatever you'd like to know in the chat. We will get to it as soon as we can. And we do reward coins for participating with us. So Ryan, what did you think of the hackathon? What did you get out of it? What were you, just tell us about your experience participating in that.
Yeah, it was great. Like I said, it was the first one I ever did, and I don't have a huge amount of experience in any of the technical aspects. I'm, completely, essentially new to crypto, particularly DeFi. It was great because it allowed me. There were so many little pieces to crypto and to DeFi just to kind of get ramped up. And once again, it's that fire hose kind of concept. Doing the hackathon was great because as a community, there was a lot of other support. And so to participate in it, for instance, I had to, I didn't have a wallet. I didn't have a decentralized and Ethereum based wallet. And so I had to learn how to operate MetaMask. I had to learn how to, do all the steps that it takes for me to be able to, receive our community token. I mean, obviously, bound the wallet address, it'll be on the blockchain, so it'll be there. But being able for me to be able to see it in my MetaMask, there was a bunch of hoops and steps to kind of jump through. And so just learning that process and having the community support from REtoken and folks in there to, those little steps that if you've done it before, are a half a second's thought. But if you haven't done it before, is this search of can be hours sometimes for you to be able to figure it out. So it's great to have that community support for folks to, you could just run back, ask a question, and get it figured out. And Jason showed some of those proposals up there, and the one proposal that was live that's being voted on right now was oh, that's the community of the week. Sorry, we've got another proposal that should be coming soon. Or at least that we created, my fault, we created a proof of participation NFT for the community member, basically to document their success in the process of, we all helped her as a team get her MetaMask set up, make it so that she was able to create a proposal in Snapshot on her own. That was a group-based proposal. Oh, that is the proposal, yeah. So this is the proposal. She made the proposal just in a community meeting that our next community member of the week should be the Yonks family. And basically we all sat with her and worked with her to get her wallet set up, to get everything, so she knew the whole process, and now she can herself put together her own proposals and things like that. And she's also now another community member that can educate others. And so it's just been great. The hackathon was really cool to expand the knowledge base, and everybody kind of taking incremental steps together and creating more educators, essentially, to where we can continue to have this effect of bringing everyone's education up and getting everyone kind of excited and motivated and dialed into DeFi. So that's one of the greatest parts for the hackathon for me.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. And that's so important that as we all learn how to make proposals, these are going to become bigger decisions and have more people involved. So Jason mentioned earlier that he and I are NFT holders in a land on the blockchain called City DAO, and it's been really interesting now that we've moved into governance. Like, should we buy land and how much, and where should it be, and how should it be subdivided, and things like that. So these are all things that people are going to be able to propose in our community as they learn how to do that. So Dax, could you share what your hackathon experience was and just anything that you got out of it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thank you, Taylor. And yeah, I mean, I echo, both of the previous members, Jason and Ryan, both of them. They said it very well. So, to me, the main thing is the collaborative effort. We were able to collaborate together and be on the call even on Saturday and Sunday, and help each other out, and we were able to, get it done. So that was a great thing. It's teamwork, team effort, and helping each other. That was the main thing. The second one would be, I would say, we are all new to this tech. At least I am totally new to this technology, blockchain technology. So I am learning as well. So yeah, to me that's what the main thing here. Learn the DeFi and then the blockchain, the whole itself, the whole technology. So how it kind of like all the pieces, puzzle pieces, kind of like fit together as a as a solution and comes into a fruition here, and the proposed solution we're trying to put, and the particularly Jason alluded to this thing. We are in the such a kind of like an inception phase in this in this project. This is kind of like a perfect opportunity for us to we could not ask more than this. We had a fantastic hackathon, and we are also in the process of trying to identify and identify the tools that are necessary to put together this a whole project. So this is fantastic, So we are kind of like a learning on it in every way, tools and the whole technology, and and also trying to come up, or solidifying our whole, whole the founding principles, and trying to put together a team. So it's like everything is going on. So so yeah, this is fantastic, and we're all stuck together and got it done, and we were able to submit the project on time, and this is fantastic. I mean, yeah. So
So
that's it
that's
from me.
great. That's great. So, real quick, if you want to be involved in our community, just want to invite everybody that's listening to this call right now. DM Yonks on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or Discord or wherever. He's everywhere, and just let him know that you want an invitation to our community, and we will get you in there. We function mostly on Discord, a little bit on Trello, but yeah, if you're listening to this call, you're invited to participate in what we're doing. So, Jason, if you want to talk a little bit about Token Town and the solar project that we are ramping up in full swing right now.
Yeah, so to just carry on what Tyler was saying, you have the opportunity to join the winning team. We've already proven that we're capable of winning, and now we're coalescing around our next project, which is the American-made Solar Prize project. Super excited to see what impact that we can have by creating and constructing what we believe will be winning submissions. And one of the things that's very exciting about this is now the 5th round that NRail is doing this American-made Solar Prize. The first 4 rounds have been all hardware. And for the 5th round here, they're introducing a second track. They're going to have the hardware track and then the software track. So as a team, we're submitting on both tracks. We're going to do Token Town and solar tokens, and not going to go into detail on that. You need to join our community, participate, and we're just getting started on that. Super excited. We believe that we will be able to knock down first prize on both of those submissions. And again, we're just starting to have some conversations on putting together our winning submissions for both of those. So it's great to be working with other talented people like Tyler. Obviously, I married you. Thank you, baby, for being so amazing. Ryan, Dax, Teresa, Amy, Blur's Day, Poopster, everybody else that has started. And we're just getting started here. That's the biggest takeaway that I think that you should have, is the opportunity to join the winning team, be a part of the Real Estate DAO, and yeah, super excited about the next project that we're going to work on here coming up.
And just to be clear, you can have any background you want. Some people have real estate backgrounds, some don't. Some people have dev backgrounds, some don't. Some people are coming into this thing just with a great learning attitude and want to help. So whatever you're bringing to the table, it doesn't matter. Most of us are in the U.S., some aren't. It doesn't really matter where you are in the world, but I did want to bring up one other thing, which is that we function a little bit differently than other communities in that we follow all securities laws. We are based in the U.S. and we follow all of the rules that are in place right now and that we think are likely to come in place in terms of regulation. So in terms of as we're dealing with real money and real assets, this isn't just something that exists out in the world. This is something that could potentially have some serious real world implications, building buildings, buying land, doing all kinds of things. And we just want to let everybody know that we function very above board and follow all those rules. So that's super important, so that as regulation increases, that we're right in line with it. So with that, I want to open it up to the audience. Looks like Yao Wang, and I apologize for mispronouncing your name, had a question. What role will POAPs play in the future? So if you want to take that, Jason, then also Ryan and Dax, if you could just comment on just racking up all these POAPs and racking up all these coins, like what motivation that's been for you guys. So Jason, we'll start with you about answer that question, and then Ryan and Dax, I'll hear some thoughts.
it we're still very early on the whole POAP, and I think that will largely depend on how various communities use those. And that's one of the things that we hear at both the DAO Hack and REtoken. And I mean, I was at the MCon. I didn't actually participate in the instructional, mostly in the side events, and I was at the Spork DAO poker tournament, and I collected a POAP for that. So I think that the opportunity for just a fun way to have a memory, like and like the like those of you that are participating on this live stream today, you know, like assuming that we execute on our mission and our vision here at REtoken and the DAO Hack, who knows what these tokens could represent in the future. And you know, I think that will largely depend on, you know, how that they integrate into various activities. Bright ID is currently, I believe, tokenizing their community, and I believe that they're utilizing POAPs in some type of mechanism for facilitating their airdrop. I'm personally not gone through the process of Bright ID yet. It's on the list of things to do, and that's just an example of another project that is actively utilizing, and that's just how I understand that. So thank you, Yawang, for the question there, and make sure you DM me on Discord so that we can get you some bonus hack tokens. The DAO Hack, we are a tokenized Web3 community, and we are here soon. And that's something I'm going to be live streaming in a future episode, is setting up Snapshot. We've tokenized our community via Coinvice. Those of you that haven't seen, this is a plug for one of our previous episodes right now. I've got, and I'm going to bring it up on the screen here real quick, is the Coinvice. And Coinvice is the social token platform that we have utilized for minting REtoken and also the Hack token for the DAO Hack. Love what they're doing over there. They recently just launched version 3 of their platform, and they've got good things going on over there. And the best of all was the cost of doing that. They didn't have any upfront costs, so the cost was the right amount. So anyway, that was a very long answer to what role a POAP will play in the future. And I'm going to create, there is already a POAP. I've been flashing that up here. This is the POAP for everybody. And I've got the claim codes, and I'm going to create and let me actually just create this banner here. Is the POAP.
By the way, Jason, do you want to quickly tell everybody what POAPs are in case people aren't familiar with this?
Yeah, absolutely. So POAP is a proof of attendance protocol. So the claim code today, and I don't know if it, let me edit this here real quick. I don't know if it's going to be case sensitive or not. So I'm going to just make it lowercase just to, and to be clear, I'm still having struggles with this stupid POAP bot, but that's something I'm wanting to get remediated. Ryan's chuckling because he can relate. He's got a little bit more of appreciation for the struggles that I've been having. So this is the POAP claim code that we've got over here. So those of you that are watching, and again, I'm going to get it set up on the bot, and I'll have that, and it won't be, I did create 100 of them, so I wanted to give everybody the opportunity. Now, that doesn't mean that there's going to be a direct correlation between, I want to actively reward active participants, like the great question that Yawang had here, and I'm going to bring that up on here. What role will POAP play in the future? So I'm going to let somebody else answer that, because that was my perspective of that question.
I'd say jump in here real quick. Oh, sorry, Ryan, I wanted to jump in here real quick, and then I wanted to get to both of you. The thing that I think is so interesting about POAPs is that they start off with no value, just like the very first tweet from @Jack 10 years ago or whenever that was, didn't have any value, and then somebody just bought it for several $1 million. So that's, I don't know that these POAPs ever will have value in the future, but it's all about the value that the community creates. And that's what we're driving toward. Is they start off with no value. They might never have value, or they might be worth millions. Like, it could be anywhere in between. So that's one of the reasons why we're passionate about rewarding the people that are actually participating in the community, and not just people that are walking in with just cash and saying, I want to buy all the tokens. We want everybody to be able to play at the table. So Ryan, I'm sorry I interrupted you. Go ahead.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. I think that I see it from a couple of different ways. Like one of the ways, and it's pretty conventional, is that they can be some type of gate ticket kind of thing, ticket to a gated event, where you can check and see if someone has a specific one, or any specific one, or any of a group of them, to allow them access to something. So that's not a radical kind of use of them. I look at them in a little bit more, and I'll show my age here. So 1-inch buttons aren't quite as many, aren't quite as prevalent now, but in my younger times, there was a big deal. And 1-inch buttons, that you were kind of proclaiming your community with them. The things that you found funny or believed in, or whether it was bands you supported, or whatever it was, those adorned your jackets and your purses and your bags and everything, and that said who you were, and spoke about the community that you kept. And I think that POAPs are a possibility of doing that same thing. I'm starting to hear of different uses of them that are a little bit different. I've was reading about someone who literally got a job. They didn't submit a resume or a CV to get the job. They got the job based on their POAP gallery. So, it's another way that you can represent the community that you're part of and the things that you're about.
Yeah, I love that. Dax, what about you? What role have POAPs played for you? How have you been motivated by you've done a lot of work, and so has Ryan, and so have a lot of people in our community. What motivation was it for you to get POAPs, to get coins in our community? What has that looked like for you in terms of motivation for all the great contributions that you've made?
Yeah, that's a great question. I am a collector to begin with. So I collect a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff in terms of like cryptocurrencies and the tokens and stuff like that. And second thing, it's not about just the POAP for me. It's about, contributing to the project, and along the way, learning stuff about, the project itself, and the technology, and all the whole, the model and the DAO. That's the main thing. I'm totally new to that. So yeah. So the whole thing. So as for the how, I think Jason was asking, about, everyone asked us to chime in about how we are going to utilize, POAP and down the road. So I think, one of the ways that, I've seen other communities is that to kind of like, I think Ryan kind of alluded to that thing. If you have like some sort of like like a ticketed event, they would get kind of like a, be on the line first, like a kind of like a pre-sale event, before it goes to the public. They will have an opportunity to buy, those, pre-sale items, any kind of like a paid or ticketed event, you could do that. Or something like, when we have like airdrops of real value to it, then, the persons, whomever holding the POAP, they will get an opportunity to see, or get to climb those tokens first, compared to the, public. So, there are many ways you can, do that. Those are all the things I kind of see, common patterns in various communities that I've been, associated with. So yeah, those are all the things. Yeah, I think I answered my personally, what motivated. Yeah, again, this particular project is all about, real estate and the developer, and then the blockchain. Those are all the three things, kind of like motivation for us. Yep.
That's awesome. Well, we wanted to be respectful of everybody's time, keep this right at an hour. Poopster, saw your comment that the code isn't working, so we are working on that right now. If you want to try that again with Token Town, see if it's working now, so we'll get that done. Before we wrap up, does anybody have any last questions? If you want to post those in the comments. Okay, well, thank you guys so much for joining in. Once again, we just wanted to thank Ryan, Dax, and of course Jason, and remind everybody to DM us for an invitation to Discord if you're not already in it, so you can participate in our community. We got lots of stuff going on, and subscribe to us on YouTube and Facebook so you get notified when these things are happening. So with that, just going to wrap this up, and look forward to seeing everybody next time. Thanks.
Thanks for hosting. And one final thought is I'll send an announcement in the Discord when I get the POAP claim code working. You've got it here. I've got a decent amount of POAPs on this. So I'll put an announcement in both REtoken and the DAO Hack when we get that working. But thanks everybody for hanging out here on Sunday. Have a great rest of your Sunday. And we're looking forward to having many more fun episodes like this on the DAO Hack. So make sure you subscribe and hang out in our Discord for all the fun stuff.
Okay. Thanks, everybody.
See ya.
Thank you all.